Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to 2024. My last video, I meant to have it up on New Year's Eve day. The Ferris Bueller, poor man's Ferris Bueller car, Retro's poor man build. Meant to have it up a lot earlier, but it ended up coming up on New Year's Day instead of New Year's Eve because it was a lot longer than I thought it would. Longer is good because it was good content. I had a successful toy hunt even during it. But it takes longer to upload that stuff, so I apologize for that. It didn't go up when I thought it was going to go up. This one is going to be a good one. It's a tiebreaker between ERTL and Greenlight. Now, if you remember, ERTL smoked Greenlight and AutoArt for that matter. I have the AutoArt Bullitt, so I'm not knocking AutoArt. Don't mind this, guys. I just got out the shower. It's like a fro. I own the AutoArt and I love it for its own reasons, but the ERTL from 2002, I believe it was, beat these old newer castings. Okay, for movie accuracy, it beat them. And then the next video we did Greenlight against ERTL for Vanishing Point. Sadly, Glenn's Greenlight beat my ERTL Vanishing Point car. I love ERTL. But I love Greenlight. I love all the makers, guys. I'm gonna put that forward. I love them. They all do something awesome. Like Greenlight might have lost to ERTL for the Bullitt Mustang, but Greenlight's the only one that got the little white shift knob right. Like for the small details, you know what I mean? I love them all for their own reasons, but let's show you what the tiebreaker is going to be since they're tied 1-1. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty even contest, and I can't tell by looking in the boxes, but we're going to have this 2002 Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor that I just picked up from Glenn against this casting from Greenlight Hollywood / Greenlight Collectibles from 2019. Now, one thing I love about Greenlight, because they're modern and they understand the collectors take stuff out of the box and stuff, they make the boxes, the cars are not on the base. The boxes are made to just be put in and out of the box. Think it's awesome. ERTL, you got to take the stuff off the base. I don't mind. I got my screwdriver, whatever. If ERTL loses, as much as I love them, they're old. I mean, I don't mind as much, but we'll have to see. I hope they don't lose. But it's the fact that early 2000s castings stood in the ring with the newer ones, that's something to be said. I can't even tell how each of them sit because this one's on a base. Like, I can't tell if they're going to sit similar, but it's tough to tell just by looking at them. So, you know what we're going to have to do, guys? We're going to have to piss all the value out of both of these and find out which one's the nicer one. Before we get started on the unboxing, guys, anybody wondering if you don't want to pay a fortune for resin figurines to go with your 118 models, you know what's a good size action figure? 3.75 inch works perfectly. I use a Mego Bo Duke beside my General Lee. He looks awesome. I'm actually looking for a loose Mego Luke Duke 3 3/4 inch if anybody has one for sale. But yeah, this is a 3 3/4 inch Batman, fully posable. Looks great beside it. These are at Walmart for about $8. Now, I know that's not the 1989 suit he's supposed to be wearing, but it's close enough. And I believe they make these with him with the older suit, so eventually I'll get one. But for $8, I'm okay with that. Okay, guys, I'm just getting gloved up, getting ready for the shootout. This is the rubber match, if you're remembering. This is the rubber match. Oh, give me 1 second here. Guys, I just wanted to kill some of that bright light and give it more of a kind of a relaxing feel for us. So, this is the rubber match, basically. If you remember, we had 3 separate videos. If you go back in my videos not that long ago, the first one was ERTL versus, because a lot of different companies make a lot of different movie cars. And I remember when I first came into the hobby, remember asking in the Canadian 118 group, I had a list of my favorite cars from Herbie to the 18 van, and I said, guys, please help me. Who made the best of each one of these? And those guys were awesome about it. So now this is some of the ones that we didn't cover, didn't go over, but the first match was ERTL versus Greenlight for the Bullitt Mustang, and AutoArt, a three-way for the Bullitt Mustang. The 2002 ERTL casting won. The older, almost, 20-year-old ERTL casting beat the two of them for screen accuracy. I own the AutoArt and I own the ERTL. The AutoArt's, crazy expensive. It's beautiful. It all lines up perfect. The body panels, everything. But man, it's they got the color wrong. They put the metal things on the side. So the second episode, the shootout, was ERTL Vanishing Point versus it was ERTL Vanishing Point versus Greenlight Vanishing Point. And the Greenlight beat the ERTL. Now, am I upset about that? No, because these are older castings going against newer ones, right? So today, this is going to be the tiebreaker because they've each won one. Now, I got to admit, I'm a little bit biased for ERTL. I'm rooting for ERTL, but I would not be surprised if they don't win. But I also won't be upset if they don't win, guys, because these are older castings that are good enough to stand in the ring with these new ones, okay? Like this is a 20-year-old casting. I should have showed it in the box and stuff, but I'm yakking. So I'll explain. I'll read the back of the box for you guys. A runaway theatrical hit in 1974, gone in 60 seconds, defined the genre of the car chase film and became an instant classic among action movie fans. The assignment to steal 48 muscle and erotic cars, the challenge avoid getting caught. When the cops catch up with their master car thief, Mandrian Pace, he has no choice but to rock them through a full throttle chase, wrecking 5 cities, making his escape. Behind the wheel of a souped-up Ford Mustang Mach 1 Eleanor, gone in 60 seconds, is raw filmmaking at its best with spectacular stunts and unstoppable action. It slams you on a rocket ride you'll never forget. And that's it. And some of what people said back in the day has to be seen to be believed. The most incredible auto chase film ever, Los Angeles Free Press. A four-wheel Evel Knievel, LA Weekly. One of the greatest car chase scenes in history, USA Today. It's pretty good, but to me, Bullitt car chase scene is still the king. But it's got the old box with the new tool on it. Same series as my Smokey and the Bandit, as my Bullitt, as my Ghostbusters Ecto-1. I've got several from this as my Vanishing Point. Now I'm going to take it off the base, but I'm not going to take the cardboard backing off. So this is mine. Now we don't know which one's going to be more accurate yet. It's hard to tell in the box even how they sit side by side because the Greenlight has the plastic insert. This is on the base. So we're going to take this right off the base. We're going to haul the Greenlight out of its box and we're going to look at them both. But first we're going to look at them lightly each here in front of the ring light on the set, and then we're going to go to the new look-see set and have a look. So a little bit of the background. So I was not originally going to get this car because, as you guys know, or most of you know, my movie car collection contains the cars from movies I love. A lot of people say, how come you don't have Mad Max? I wasn't into Mad Max. That's why I don't have Mad Max. It's a representation of stuff that I loved. I didn't know that, like when I've seen Gone in 60 Seconds when it came out in 2000, Nicolas Cage, loved it. But I didn't know there was an original movie. My father actually said, that's not the original, right? That's a remake of the older one. This actual car, the real car, still exists. It's in a museum. but it's all crunched up. You could see it on Google if you Google original Gone in 60 Seconds Mustang or whatever. The guy that owned it or drove it, whatever, that Mr. Halicki, it said all over the side of it. It was all crashed up, but it said all over the side of the car. The car from Gone in 60 Seconds, blah, blah, like it was set up like a circus attraction almost for years, and they made money on it like that. All crushed up still, and now it sits in a museum. This is going to be a tougher one to judge because these two are very, very similar looking. Now the ERTL has a little bit lighter coloring, but that is because of, I believe, a little bit of fading over time, even though it was kept in the box all these years. Funny thing is, this car here was one of my first unboxing videos way before I had all the viewers I have now. It was one of my first ones, just a raw one. I was a lot different on camera then. So it'll be a better video now, but we'll go around this. I like the look of it. I like the style of the rims on it. As usual, wheels turn with the steering wheel. I try not to do that when it's on a table with the steering wheel because it loosens it up if it's a heavy casting. Very nice. Nicely detailed motor. I've got no complaints so far about the details. They could have added some wiring, but ERTL didn't seem like they were doing that back in the day, and that doesn't bother me too much. You could see the manifold even on that engine. As per ERTL, a betting man that I am would say the trunk don't open. That doesn't bother me because all they usually reveal is a spare tire and a jack. Bottom of the car, nicely detailed, doesn't reveal any numbers, anything like that. We'll check the Greenlight one. The Greenlight usually does reveal numbers. And I should have checked when this came out, but I believe it's early 2000s, like all the rest, usually between 2002, 2004 with this line. So I'm gonna guess 2002. Let's see here, guys. 2002, yeah, 2002, Dyersville, Iowa. Very important to keep if you take the stuff out. Once again, I hate to preach, but this is for the new collectors, new viewers. Keep all the inserts and everything, guys, okay? Tires look realistic so far. Like, they did a good job on this by the naked eye, so it's going to be a throwdown between this and the Greenlight one. So I'm going to show you what looks like the passenger door, and then we're going to open up the Greenlight, do the same thing, and then they're going to face off. That license plate, looks like they got the license plate, but we're going to see with the Greenlight if it's the same plate. Black molded door with wood grain, they got that right. They got the little details. Sometimes they miss the little details. This time they got it. The gauges are all done. Look at that gear shift. This, for the ERTL for the period, is a little bit better done than the average, I would say. Now turn it around. Yeah, I think it's going to be a knockdown drag out between this and the Greenlight, which is good because I was hoping the Greenlight wasn't just going to kill this and call it a day because it's an older casting, right? So the fact that this can still get in the ring with these new ones is a testament. And this is like the OG of die-cast ERTL. It's got the chrome along the door. See the gauges. Wood grain steering wheel. Got the regular ERTL hinges, but we don't mind that because those are heavy duty. They don't break easy. They're not super detailed, but they do the job and they're smooth. Hood has the same hinges as the Vanishing Point, beautiful ERTL hinges. Believe it or not, the AutoArt Mustang didn't have fancy hinges either, just like this, but it opened and closed beautifully, and all the hinges on this seem beautiful. Rolls decently too, but I'm going to show you that when we go up there. So this is the ERTL, okay? Now we'll get into the Greenlight model. Okay, yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to buy one of these, guys. I said, it's one of those ones, okay, so the American Graffiti cars, everybody likes the yellow and the black one. My priority was the black 55, the ERTL, the black 55 from American Graffiti. I got it. I'll get the yellow car if I see it cheap, like $100 or less. It's in the box, good shape, and it's the ERTL one. I don't want the Motor Max 118 one that says American Graffiti on the side of it. But it's a car that I would get if it was cheap. This, because I wasn't familiar with the movie, I always said I wasn't interested unless I see it cheap, the ERTL version of it. And one day I saw the ERTL version, it was $100, then it went down to $80. I said, ooh, that's tempting for that. It was in good shape in the box. Then it went down to $60 and I hesitated and somebody else grabbed it and I kicked myself ever since. Luckily, Glenn has 2 different castings of this car, the Greenlight and the ERTL, and he was nice enough to hook me up with one for a decent price. So now I'm going to display this with my beautiful Shelby Collectibles Eleanor. Oh, before I get into this, the total unboxing, I'll show you the box. Greenlight box. I like that Greenlight and Auto World and all that stopped using the bases because you could take the cars right out of the box, put them back in. I will show you. It's hard to see how the car sits though because of the lack of base, but Gone in 60 Seconds. Written, directed, and produced by H.B. Toby Halicki. That's the guy that drove, I believe, in the original one. A runaway theatrical hit, and it defined the genre of car chase films. The assignment: maintain pace. Toby Halicki and his crew pull off the ultimate heist and steal 48 muscle and exotic cars. The challenge: deliver them to the docks and avoid getting caught. Eleanor. The star car character Eleanor is a custom 71 yellow Mustang. Gives Mandarin Pace a full throttle ride through 5 cities, wrecking over 93 cars. Wow. And the cool thing is, it's got car chase scenes on the back of the box. Always keep your boxes good, guys. Even if you're going to display them loose, keep them good. Because if you ever have to get rid of them, or maybe one day you want to put them back in the box to have them, right? Like I opened up my Scarface and my Godfather, and I went, nah, I don't want them exposed. I want to figure out something to protect them, but until I do, I want them in the boxes. So I actually put those back in the boxes. Greenlight with the easy to remove innards. Sometimes you have to open both sides to get it out. Actually, I'm going to see if I could get just the plastic without the cardboard. Yes, I can. Make it easier to go back in. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a battle, I think, guys, because they look very similar. Before taking this out of the box, it looks very similar, except for the tires. So I think this might be a knockout, drag-out between the two of them. And we're going to do a good go-around of them. We're going to check the license plates on both, everything. And we're going to see what the differences are, and then I'm going to have a look and see, just by the naked eye. I'm not an expert on this particular movie because it was before my time. I was more into the other one, the newer one. But I'm going to see which one I think is a little bit better, more accurate. Oh, I think the Greenlight weighs a little bit more than the ERTL actually, but here is the Greenlight. I'm surprised how close they came. Now, Greenlight, we're going to see if the plates are the same up on the look-see set. The Greenlight, the trunk will open. Unlike the ERTL, but that doesn't hurt me that the ERTL doesn't open. Oh, the Greenlight though, nice detail with the fire extinguisher in the trunk. Very nice detail that obviously the ERTL doesn't have. I have a bad feeling about the ERTL this time around, guys. I'm a little bit biased for it, but like I said though, if it loses, oh, Greenlight doesn't have the wood insert in the door. Surprise, Greenlight usually kills it on the small details like that. Seats move like the ERTL. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said it was the same casting.
The one in your hand doesn't have a front license plate.
No front plate, but it's got a back plate. Here is the gauges over here. Nice details on the gauges, but the ERTL is a little bit better detailed on the inside. Like, that's one of the better ERTLs I've seen, that the 2002 ERTL for the interior is beating the new Greenlight. Like, that's pretty wild, but we're going to go over the whole thing. The trunk opens on this, so and it has the fire extinguisher. That does beat the ERTL. So this is numbered number 703. So it's a fairly low number because you know that they didn't just make 1,000 of these guys, unfortunately. So that's a pretty low number for something like this. The wheels steer beautifully with the steering wheel. No hang up, no nothing. Just checking it. Oh, wait a minute. The wheel is not turning with the wheels on the Greenlight. It's... okay, maybe that's something broken shipping or something with this. I'm not sure, but the wheels are not turning. We're going to look at it in better light. You guys can see me in light, but over here I'm in the dark. Because I got it lit up with a dark background, so it looks nice and relaxing, but I can't see shit, and that's why I was struggling to read. So we'll show you under the hood. Front of her looks good too. This is going to be close, guys. It's going to be close. It might just come down to that trunk, believe it or not. Oh, this engine's... yeah, this one beats the ERTL. The engine's wired, more detailed. That battery though, man, they should have painted that if that's the... yeah. Oh, wow. No, that's the battery over here, I think. But they dropped the ball not painting stuff under here. They got lazy with this casting. Now, the engine's got wires and wiring and stuff like that, but they missed stuff that Greenlight doesn't typically miss, like the wood grain inserts in the doors. Like, this is going... Greenlight, for a second, I thought was going to kill them, but it's tied so far. We're going to have to go into the light and have a better look, all of us. Oh, the back is drastically different too. So I'm going to look up the actual Mustang from the movie and see if the back looked black like that or was like that. That could determine a winner right there. Like, if the Greenlight is right, that instantly takes out the ERTL. But if the ERTL's right, vice versa. Because other than that, these two are pretty similar. So let's go have a look, and I'm going to let you guys know about these back trunk decks and anything else on here. Because it's a pretty close battle so far, guys. Right down to the striping. Wow, guys, this was not an easy one to judge. They are hard to tell apart even sitting here. The castings are very similar. I can tell them apart by the wheels from here because the ERTL has a little bit more prominent Goodyear on the tires. But wow, that was a close battle. I'll tell you who won though, for movie accuracy. So you will notice, now this is not 100% confirmed because I tried to see if when he popped the hood in the movie, to turn the alarm off. If you could see the motor, you cannot. So it could very well have that chrome air cleaner, but according to the historian facts, it's the 351 4-valve, which the Greenlight has. But the Greenlight almost lost, I'll tell you how, because they got lazy. Greenlight almost lost points there because this is a newer casting, okay? They got the engine right. Look at the battery. Like nothing's painted, okay? Nothing, barely anything painted, no detail. Greenlight usually does a lot better than that. Come over to the 20-year-old casting from 2002. Actually, 22-year-old casting. Look at that battery, painted, nicely detailed. You could see the manifold even. The only reason why this thing lost is because of the historian saying it was the 351 4-valve in the thing, but it wasn't shown actually on film. So Greenlight won for that round. In my opinion, the Greenlight, the color is a little bit closer than the ERTL right here. The thing is though, the ERTL, like I said, is a 22-year-old casting. So there might have been some fading in the box, which happens. So we're not going to grade them on the color. But if you ask me, out of these two, this one has the closer color, the Greenlight. Surprisingly, ERTL was trying to kick butt back then with the interior details, because ERTL beats the casting 22 years, or whenever, 2019 that came out, the Greenlight, I believe. It beats the Greenlight's interior details all these years later, the gauges and all that. You could see the door of the Greenlight. You don't really see anything chromed up, no wood grain. Not much of anything in the Greenlight. So guys, do you remember the first video when the ERTL Bullitt went up against the Greenlight Bullitt? And the ERTL ended up beating the Greenlight because of such. The Greenlight had awesome small details. The little details were awesome, the white shift knob and everything. But they dropped the ball with the bigger details, okay? This just happened, but only in reverse to ERTL. Now that is a big difference in the rear end, okay? So this is the ERTL on the right with the Mach 1 stripe on the back. This is the Greenlight on the left. It's got all blacked out rear end, okay? Not to mention, the trunk opens on the Greenlight. The ERTL ones that I love so much, the trunks don't open, which isn't a deal breaker for me. But this rear end is, and if it turns out that the Greenlight rear end being blacked out is correct, I'm gonna paint the rear end on mine here. So according to Google Photos from the movie, guys, it was actually Greenlight that had it right with the back of the car being black, the back lid and all that stuff being black. But ERTL actually had the license plate right. According to all the pictures I'm finding, the license plate on the car was 614HSO, I believe. And the Greenlight is 641HSO. Another thing we found, ERTL from 2002 has mud flaps on the car. I thought they probably didn't have mud flaps on the car. They had mud flaps on the car. Another interesting fact I found, guys. This car was supposed to be, what was it, Glenn? A 74 Mustang, I believe?
71 to 73.
No, it's...
Which is
no,
that
it's
body style.
a 73 Mustang. Mach 1 it's supposed to be, guys. They actually used a 72 with 73 parts. So these Eleanors were actually 1972 Mustangs with 1973 parts, and they actually used a main character one, like one that they kept mint for all the driving scenes, and they used one for all the stunt scenes. So there was two different ones. Just again showing you guys that it does have mud flaps on the ERTL. The whole back end's supposed to be black on the ERTL. So, in my opinion, guys, here it comes. We're not going to dock the ERTL for the lighter paint because that could be fading from sitting in the box for 22 years. The Greenlight has the more correct coloring and shade, but we're not docking the ERTL for that. We are docking the ERTL because the trunk doesn't open, but again, it's an older casting, so we don't hit it too hard. Greenlight trunk opens, but here is where the ERTL really lost. Although I couldn't find any video proof of the hood being open during the movie and it showing the motor and it being the wrong motor. Historians say this is not the right motor with that chrome, or at least not the right air cleaner. This one is the 351 with the 4 valve, but Greenlight got lazy with the detailing under the hood. Look at that battery. Yellow battery terminals. 23 years ago, or 22 years ago rather, beat them. See, usually it's the Greenlight beating the ERTL with the little details, but on this car, it was the total opposite, okay? But then if you remember what happened with the ERTL Bullitt Mustangs, the big mistakes caught up, and sorry guys, but this right here, I wanted the ERTL to win because they put a lot of small details into this that they didn't usually put into their regular castings back then. Like it looked like they went all out on the little details on the interior and everything else, the mud flaps. But it just, that's too big of a screw up to not have the back of the car black like that. In fact, I'm gonna paint the back of this car black, even if I gotta do it in flat black myself to make it normal. Oh, and another mistake that ERTL made. These things on the bumper were not there. So it comes down to this, guys. If the little details don't bother you, get whatever one that you would prefer by looking at it. If movie accuracy means everything with you, go with the Greenlight, okay? Go with the Greenlight for sure if movie accuracy is what matters most. If you're kind of like me where you can overlook the little mistakes and go with the classic older one because you love ERTL and they've been around forever and they're kind of one of the pioneers, go with the ERTL. Luckily, like I said, it's an easy fix. Black paint, boom. Go right over the Mach 1 and everything. That's a very easy fix for me to do. I'll go over the Ford, everything on it. I can fix that. Very similar other than that though. Very similar. It was a close war until ERTL. I'm disappointed, but I still love you. You made some big mistakes. But you were killing them in the small details, damn it. Before we go, guys, the ERTL has a little bit better hood locks. Which disappoints me because this is a way newer casting Greenlight. Come on. I swear it looks like Greenlight got lazy on this one. That underneath the hood did not look good, but still beat out my favorite ERTL. So there you have it, guys. It was a close battle, and it's kind of weird how it worked out because the battle between the Bullitt Mustang by Greenlight and the Bullitt Mustang by ERTL.
Gone 60 seconds.
No, it was the Bullitt Mustang by Greenlight and ERTL, the video I'm talking about that from before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was the Bullitt Mustang and from Greenlight and ERTL before where the Greenlight was killing them with the small details. This time it was the opposite. ERTL was killing Greenlight with the small details. It completely turned it around on them. And yeah, but still, ERTL, as good as they did way back then, they put a large amount into the small details of that, but the black rear end, there's no getting around that. Like it's like this silver metal thing on the side of the Bullitt car. Like there's no getting around it. Like that was pretty much when I seen that. I was praying that it was Greenlight that made the mistake and not ERTL. And when I looked it up and seen the black rear end, I was like, oh, ERTL. There's no coming back from that. At least not for me anyway, for movie accuracy. Like I will be painting the back of the ERTL for sure. Like it's going to be like the movie, so. But I'm happy with the underhood details so far because it didn't officially show. It's like my Knight Rider car. Hot Wheels version put the rocket engine in it because it was supposed to have like a rocket type engine, but nobody ever seen it. Mine from Joyride ERTL has what looks like a regular Trans Am motor, but it looks like it has mods, like soup up stuff, like Knight Rider would have. I liked it better like that. So technically you did not see these motors on screen, so you don't know. You could have had the chrome over the 351 4-valve, right? You never know. But the big mistake was the black rear end. But ERTL even got the mud flaps right. It had mud flaps. Both cars sit the same. It was a very close war, but I'm sorry, ERTL, between the no opening trunk and the rear end that's not black, that says Mustang Mach 1 on it, that it's not supposed to. But like I said, I'm still happy to own the ERTL, and I will be painting the back of it black. So yeah, anyway guys, if you didn't check out the Ferris Bueller Poor Man's Replica vehicle yet, if you like a Ferris Bueller car and you want the 118 Ferris Bueller car, don't pay $400 to $600 for the Hot Wheels one. Check out my old video. There's a way to make your own cheap one, several different ways to do it. Next video coming up, we got a good one, one of a very detailed car. I'm not going to get too into it, but it's a 1960s drag car, and it's very detailed. Not going to get into it, but it kind of blew me away when I opened it, and you guys are going to see it as well. So, because I've already got the footage of it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all had a safe New Year, to be honest. I didn't drink a drop because I feel like crap when I drink. I ate way too much junk food, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, I woke up sick as a dog. So, but I got sick, took a shot of Pepto-Bismol, and I was good. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed your New Year. You're not too hungover. I hope you didn't wake up at 6 in the morning and puke because you had a huge milkshake, a box of Pizza Pockets, a box of jalapeno poppers, chocolate bars, Pepsis.
Just that next thing?
Yeah, I ate fucking everything, and my stomach didn't like it before I went to bed. But anyway, guys, please smash the like button for me. Smash the like button for me, I'll keep them coming, right? Smash the like button. Subscribe and share. If you notice, I've been playing with the editing stuff lately, getting a little bit better with that. As always, guys, let's kill the new year. Let's find all the discounts and happy hunting.
Bueller, Bueller, Bueller.